Evening update. It's just around 9:30 Alaska time, and we are upriver. So I wanted to do the sweep around the river bend so that we could see what was going on upriver, what was going on at the corner, and then finally, of course, down to the tripod itself. I didn't take you straight to the tripod because it's basically in the same position as it was several hours ago. So we're upriver to see where the action is happening. So right now, I just showed you a full sweep of the spot that Jerry had been covering quite a bit earlier this week. And so I wanted to show you this because of the contrast that it has right now. This is way, way different to what Jerry was showing us even just yesterday and the day before. So this whole section right here used to be, slushy ice, and this has sunk down, and now it's got some water flow around it. So those of you who were watching what was happening up here earlier, this is completely different. It has opened up a lot more. I see a lot of bubbling around this section, bubbling and swirling, which Rebecca was looking it up earlier, and it means that the ice is melting underneath, and that's kind of what it looks like to me, is that there's probably some ice chunks that are lodged below under here. Like, I don't know if you can see that. Do you see that swelling right there? There's got to be stuff underneath the water that the water is running into with that current. So whether it's ice chunks or, stuff that's still melting under the water, this is floating above the water, but part of it is sinking. So who knows what else is around in this area that's still melting, but it's it's definitely opened up. So yeah, I see lots of comments. Wow, like mind blown. Yeah. That's basically yeah, it's crazy the amount of change that has just happened over the last day or so. It did get up to 54 degrees today, and right now the temperature is dropping. It's about 52 or maybe around 50 by now. But Bonnie is asking, do the temps get below freezing overnight? So over the last several days, they have been dipping just below freezing, but tonight the forecast is looking like it's going to be hovering right at 32 degrees. So tonight may possibly be the first night that it doesn't dip below freezing, which means a lot for the Ice Classic. That will just amplify the overnight melting hours, and as soon as things start warming back up in the morning, it should make a big difference because it won't have as far to pick the temperatures back up. So yeah, I think we should be seeing some massive changes by tomorrow morning. Some people still have got tickets tomorrow morning. Please hold on till 11:30 a.m. Yep. We're rooting for you. Everyone who still has tickets in the running, we are rooting for you. And isn't it so fun to watch when you've still got tickets that it could end up being? So, yeah, good luck to everyone who still has tickets. Okay, so now that we've checked out upriver, whoever watched the drone footage earlier today, you would have seen, oh my gosh, it was just spectacular. Let me tell you, if you didn't see the footage of the drone, definitely go back and check that out because it gives you a real holistic picture of what's going on the river, up river, down river, because I mean we can see a lot here from the shore, but let me tell you, it's a whole different picture seeing it from a bird's eye view. So, but what I was going to say is, any of you who did watch the drone footage, you would have seen that there were huge ice chunks floating down this section and jamming up at the bend. So that's the next place I want to take y'all, is to go see what's happening at the bend. So basically, here, let me turn my camera around real quick. Basically, the drone footage that we showed, that was just after about 1 p.m. It is now 9:30, so it's been about 8 hours since that drone footage was taken. So I have no idea what has happened at the bend since we got that footage. So it's going to be an adventure to see what is going on down there. I'm super curious because it might look pretty similar, or there might be a lot of changes. So we'll see. Okay, you get to hop in the car with me. And you all get to ride in the cup holder. How's that? Okay. There we go. Okay. Here. Sorry. Okay. So to orient you, the spot that I was looking at is on K Street, which runs parallel with upriver, on after the bend from the railroad bridge. And so I am now driving north on K Street towards the railroad bridge. And we'll just go look at that corner, see what has changed down there. And then after we see what's going on in the corner on the bend of the river, then we'll head down to the tripod and we'll see what else is going on. If anyone has been keeping tabs on the, sorry, what's that thing called? The webcam, that's what it is. If anyone's been keeping tabs on the webcam, you will see that the tripod hasn't moved since last time we were out there, around 5 o'clock. So yeah, it's seeming like things are not really going to be moving overnight, but you never know. I feel like that's my catchphrase on these lives is you never know. It's different every year. So yep, anything can happen at this point. But I'm gonna be banking on that we'll see significant changes by tomorrow morning, but I don't think that the tripod will be all the way out by the morning. But we'll see. You never know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited to show you guys. Wow. Oh my goodness, so much has happened down here. Okay, I'm so glad that I decided to take you to the corner because this looks really exciting. Okay, get ready. And let me turn my camera around again. Okay. Whew. Okay, so first of all, you can see over here that it is open. Okay, last time I came out here to do a live on the corner, it was not open. It was still very slushy. The opening it didn't even reach around this corner. So what used to be open was what used to be just open over here has now reached this entire corner. And check this out, guys. Woohoo! This is where all the ice chunks are jamming up. And this is so exciting and so fun to see. Okay, I'm going to point out what I see for y'all. Whoops. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me blow it up big on my on my phone. But okay, so basically this whole section from here all the way around, this is just jammed up ice chunks. You can see them all kind of like, you know, ski wampus jammed up against each other. So it looks like there have been some major ice chunks floating down the river today, and they're all lodged right here. So this is kind of the breaking point right now. This is where we're going to be watching for a lot of the action to happen. Of course, that's not to say that stuff can't go on downriver around the tripod or downriver lower, because last year there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that was completely open, and we thought it was still going to be another day before the tripod went out, and sure enough it went out anyway. So I'm not making any guarantees that this has to dislodge before the tripod can go out, but this is a sign that chunks are coming downriver, and that we could be seeing a lot more pushing going on tomorrow. So yeah, this is really, really, really exciting. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these comments. Oh, Tisha says the drone footage was past amazing. Oh, I'm so glad you loved that. I know Rebecca and I were just giddy with excitement watching that drone footage. It is so cool to see that perspective because we don't get to see it very often. I don't have a pilot's license, so I don't get to fly around Nana by myself, but and I am not very adept at flying a drone yet, so it's super, super fun when we get those treats for the people who do fly and do know how to manage drones. They are able to give us some pretty fantastic updates, and it just feels like you're a bird getting to fly over it all. It's a spectacular perspective. So, okay. Annie says, thank you for the update. You're so welcome. We love being out here and sharing this with you all. Yep. Hi, everyone. Veronica says, hi, Amy. Hey, Veronica. Yeah. Oh, man. Isn't this so spectacular, guys? Let's see. Emily says, it looks so much different because of the little tiny pieces of ice broken up into small pieces. Uh-huh. Yeah, totally. Tisha says, I was there the day before it went out last year. It was so freaking cool to see. Yeah. It's seriously, it lights up my spring, really. There are so many people that just live to watch the river break up in the spring. Oh, it looks like there's I don't know if it's a duck or some other water animal out there sitting on the ice, taking a bath or something. It's been really, really amazing to see the wildlife come back. You know, there's only the winter animals that stay here in the winter time, and you can really see that spring is coming when all the animals come back. We've seen a lot of trumpeting swans. We've seen a lot of ducks. Honestly, I'm not super familiar with all of the migratory birds up here, but we've definitely seen the drastic increase in the wildlife that's been coming back. So it's really happy and exciting. Trinity, you never know, lol. Yep. Seriously, that I really feel like that's my tagline. Daniel says, thank you so much for making these videos, or thanks for making these videos. You're welcome. honestly, we love it when our fans get so excited and are grateful because that's why we do it all. We love being out here, and it's just extra fun to have more people join in on the party. And it makes my heart so happy when I know that the fans appreciate it. So thanks for sending all the love, and it definitely lights up my heart. Okay, so we have a question here. Just joined. Did the clock stop? The answer is no. It is still in the running. The clock is running. Whoever has tickets left, you're still eligible. You still got a chance. We are just upriver, right around the bend. There is the Black Railroad Bridge. So we are right around the corner, and I took you to this spot because the webcam has not been showing a lot of movement where the tripod is, and so we wanted to come see where all the action was happening. There's definitely a lot of variety going on right here. I mean, to be honest, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of movement, like a whole bunch of new movement, but just the fact that there's a whole bunch of ice chunks jammed up together right here shows you that there has been plenty of movement today, especially over the last few hours. So, yep, the clock is still running. The tripod has tipped, but that doesn't mean it stops the clock. So, there could be, some of you who are joining us for the first time, or maybe this is your first season, even if it's not your first time on the live. So just to do a recap, the clock only stops when the flags pull tight 100 feet down the river. So in order for the clock to stop, it has to be tugged 100 feet from the tripod's original location. And so there's quite a bit of variability that can go on there. We've even had ice chunks that have caught the flag rope and pulled the flags enough to stop the clock, and that's still legal, part of the game. We don't control Mother Nature and how she stops the clock, but it's just totally different every year how it actually happens. It's not uncommon for the tripod to tip before it actually goes out, so this is perfectly normal to have the tripod on its side and still kind of staying put before the clock gets tripped. So yeah, it's all part of the fun and the excitement. The tripod tipped at about 11:30 this morning, maybe a little bit before that. Um, and we never know when it's going to happen, so we weren't out here live to cover it. I was in church when it happened, so you just never know. You can never guess. But we got out here as soon as we could after that happened so that we could show the live coverage, and it did move a few times, as in like it tipped. It kind of twisted and turned and dipped a little bit more, but as far as moving downriver, it still hasn't moved downriver much. It's basically sitting contained within the square area that had been plowed in order to set it up. So we're waiting for some of that to break up. But here we go. Oh, Dorothy says, thank you all for the hard work. You're so welcome. You guys make it worth it. Oh, thank you guys so much for all your sweet, generous comments. I love reading them. It really, really makes me happy. Okay, so what do y'all think about going and taking a look at the tripod now? It's not looking like there's not really much ice chunks floating down the river right now, but at least we got to see what it looks like at the bend. I would really bet you anything that this section down here is gonna be pushed open by tomorrow morning. I think we're gonna see a lot of movement by tomorrow morning. Yes, the temperature is dropping, but it's still going to be in the 40s for most of the night, 40s and high 30s. It's not going to dip down to the low 30s until like 4 in the morning. So we still have quite a bit of melting time yet. Okay, just going through this and sharing a little bit more. Okay, we do have a question. Do you know the temperature right now? So I did check before I came out here, and it was about 52 degrees. That might not be exactly what the temperature is at this very moment, but I think it's hovering right around 50. Okay, so Janelle is asking, where is this? Okay, so to orient you one more time, here is the Black Railroad Bridge. The tripod is around the corner. So the tripod sits between this Black Railroad Bridge and downriver there is a white highway bridge, and the tripod sits smack in the middle of those. So we are upriver, right around the bend, and I'm taking you all up here because the drone footage was showing massive movement up here earlier today, and so we wanted to catch the excitement. Woo woo! Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go check out the tripod. Man, really, so much has melted. I kind of wish I would have done a Facebook Live the first day I came out here, but my battery was so low, I barely had enough juice to do the update out there. But honestly, all of this was snow just on Tuesday, I think it was. And it has all cleared out. It's crazy. So much snow is gone just in the last 24 hours, really. Okay, so let me turn this camera around again. Here's my baby blue. Okay, here we go. You get to ride in the cup holder again. And we will be driving downriver just a bit. So not very far. We're going to be driving past the railroad bridge, and actually, you know what? I kind of want to go check out where the sand banks are, just to see what's happening right there. Maybe we'll just take a really, really quick look before heading over to the tripod, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. So again, to orient you, I am now driving past the Black Railroad Bridge, past our tribal hall. Nenana is about 40% Native Alaskan Athabascan, and so we have a really, really good Native presence here, which is amazing. There's a lot of culture. We do they host a culture camp almost every summer, and it's been going really strong the last few years. So that's been amazing for the kids in our community, for the elders in our community, and everyone in between to really come together and pass on those beautiful parts of their culture. They have a salmon smokehouse, and they do beadwork and do native dancing, all sorts of stuff. It's pretty amazing. Um, so here I am coming up on I'm now driving parallel to the river. sorry, there's a lot of bumps and puddles to navigate. Okay, so I'm turning into the river now, crossing the railroad, and then we'll see what's happening on the mud flats that are just below the Black Bridge, and then we'll go up to the tripod. Again, anyone who's been keeping their eye on the webcam, the tripod hasn't moved for several hours, so I'm not like too concerned about getting there super fast, but we should see a lot changing by tomorrow. All right. Here we go. I'll turn this around so you all can see. Okay, so here we go. Okay, sorry. We're going to keep this big screen for you so that you can see as much on the camera screen as possible. So here's this huge chasm here in the, oh, sorry. I have to flip my camera real quick. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you can see this huge chasm right here. This happens as things are shifting. This was already here before, so it's not necessarily new information, but still quite spectacular to see. Anyone who was out here on the river with me a couple days ago, there was still a lot of ice chunks just up on this silt bank. But honestly, it's not looking too different than before. There's definitely more open water right here that has widened a lot. But it's, you know, it's looking pretty similar. How about that sunset, guys? I just love seeing the sunsets out here. This is one of the most beautiful places to watch the sunset, is right here with the bridge and the hill and the water. So here we go. Oh, okay. Someone is saying that you lost the volume. Can you all hear me? Give me a shout out if you can hear me. No audio. Okay, can you hear me? Oh, okay. So, all right. Okay. Yep, people can hear me. So sorry if there are people who can't, maybe check your volume or something else may have dropped, but okay, good. So most people can hear me. Great. All right, so I'll do one more sweep for you all. Okay, so here is the docks. Right there is the tripod tower. There is, let's see, where's the tripod? Goodness, it's even hard for me to see right here. There it is. Okay, so there's the tripod tipped on its side. This is all open water. There is a current. Well, I don't know. It's actually kind of hard to tell. It might not actually be a flowing current, but it's being blown by the wind. There's definitely a lot more slushiness going on, but not super, super different from yesterday at this point in the river. So, okay, all right, let's go check out the tripod. I spent a lot of time there earlier today. Rebecca and I did almost 2 hours of lives out there. So I feel like I was observing quite a bit from where the tripod was sitting. So I'm really intrigued to see what has happened over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. And let's see. Okay. So yeah. We'll go see what has happened as far as like the melting, but the tripod itself hasn't moved. Okay. There we go. The biggest trick is coming out here and not getting stuck. Because there are some tricky mud puddles to navigate, but we should be fine. Totally fine, but sometimes things can get a little tricky during breakup season. So earlier today, especially because the ropes dropped, you know, the flag line dropped, there have been barricades put up. So I'm assuming that they're about the same, but actually it's looking like they might have expanded the barriered section, probably just for the evening so that they don't have people coming up close to the ropes and coming up close to the whole area. Oh, no, it's actually about the same. So, sorry, fake news. It looks like the barricades are in the same spot. So, ooh-wee. Okay. Here we go. I'll get you up close and then we'll walk up and down the river to see what's going on. Oh boy. Okay, this is exciting too. Right, turn the camera around one more time. By the way, thank you all for hanging out with me. It's so fun. And I'm really, really glad that you all have so much fun on these lives with me. Okay, so here we go. Wow, there is a lot of flowing water. Okay, let's go over to this section right here. Hold up, I'm just gonna go in this spot real quick. Oh, okay. All right, so this is pretty close to the spot I was sitting at earlier. Look at that sunset. Wow, it never gets old. Okay, so you can see right here, so again, full sweep and commentary. Here's the line. It's coming down, and so that's why. Okay, first of all, though, guys, how is the wind? Because if it's hard to hear because of the wind, I can plug in my earbuds, and that might help noise cancellation. Is it okay? Let me know if the wind is okay. Okay, I'm not getting any feedback, so it seems like y'all can hear me okay. Right here, the cables have dropped, so that's why they've barricaded it so people aren't tripping over the wires and messing stuff up. So this is intended to protect the integrity of the whole system so that nothing accidentally happens with the ropes. But here's the flag line. The flag line is sticking down into the water. Like it's, parts of it are actually submerged. So in previous years, we've had times where ice chunks have tripped the clock because of tugging on the flag. So that always adds a fun element to it. You can't, there really aren't huge chunks floating downriver right now, so we're not really at risk for that right now, but we might be. We might be by tomorrow, but we'll see. Okay, so here's the tripod. Earlier today, it tipped and twisted and sank a little bit, but it is still the same. It's still in the same position as when I left the river 4 or 5 hours ago. So what else I can see is this section right here is flowing a lot stronger than before. In fact, all of these pockets have opened up and like joined with each other. So there is way more flowing water than before. This, you can see the current's much stronger than before, and these pockets are just kind of, they're getting bigger and bigger and joining up with each other. So the matrix is getting looser and a lot more of it is opening up. So, whoops, sorry, just sunk in the snow. Yeah, pretty crazy. There's a lot more cracking that I see over here, and yes, lots of water, lots and lots of water. All these cracks are happening right up this line right here, and yeah, up on the hill, you can see there is basically no snow left. There are very few small patches. So that just goes to show how much melting has gone on this week, because there were still plenty of snow patches on Monday, and now all the way till Sunday it's basically gone. So woo woo, it's working. The snow is melting. Even a lot of the puddles around town have been drying up. And when I say puddles, I mean puddles, like massive water holes. And they've been drying up quite a bit. So that's a good sign. Heat and evaporation, and maybe even the water table might be sinking. I don't know. We typically have pretty high water table this time of year just because the ground and everything is so saturated with all the melting snow and melting going on. So yeah, at some point the water table drops, and that kind of also dries up the ground. I don't know enough about it to know if that's the technicality of what's going on right now, but the puddles are disappearing, and that's a good thing. So, all right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I think we'll call it good for tonight. Again, there's the tripod sitting tipped over, and its feet are facing us right now. So we'll watch to see if how it changes overnight, if it does. All right, friends. I think that's it for the night. Thanks for joining us, and I'll give you one last glimpse of the gorgeous sunset. Oh, look at that. Any of you who want to, just take a screenshot of this on your phone and post it, or either send it to Rebecca or share it with us so that we can post it to the Facebook page. This is just gorgeous. I love this. Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Trudy is asking, will there be more drone photos or drone videos? I don't know. I'm not the one that flies the drone, so it's my husband who has the drone, but he also happens to be mayor, and once the week starts, it is crazy. He's got a lot going on every week. So today was the perfect day to be able to get some drone footage since it's the weekend and things are a little slower moving, but I can't guarantee, but I hope we will get some more. And if we do, we will definitely let you know. I think that if there's a lot going on tomorrow, which I believe there will be, I'll bet you that we'll get some more drone footage for y'all. Okay. Oh, thanks everyone. I really appreciate all the appreciation. You guys are the best. You guys make this extra fun. So, yep, you're welcome, everyone. I hope you have a good night or a good day, depending on where you're tuning in from. Sometimes we get a lot of international viewers. So if it's daytime for you, have a great day. Otherwise, for the rest of the United States, have a good evening, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Good night. You're so welcome. Love you all.